By 9, she had all of my clothes packed and dropped off to where I was. I came outside and I said, why don't you just take me home? Like, it's kind of ridiculous. Me and the daughter know. We know what's going on. It ain't my business, so I ain't saying shit. You know what I'm saying? I just live here. Pipe me your daughter. I'm trying to move out. It got to the point where instead of staying in the car, me and Tony are living at my girlfriend's clients' houses when she's babysitting their dogs when they're out of town for a week. Said, you can either choose your career, you can choose our friendship. I'm choosing my career every time. Trying to explain to her that he wasn't, but you know, I'm not racist, but the white people growing up, they did not like to listen. You know, they ain't like to listen to shit a black person had to say. So, you know, we bumped heads. But after that, I went straight to the track. My baseball coach looked at me and he was like, I know you love baseball, but listen, go to the track and tell coach I sent you over there. I'm talking, this was right after they cut me. I switched clothes. I switched clothes. I went straight to the track. They did me. They put me on a little test to see, you know, what I can do. Oh man, they eyes lit up, and their eyes lit up, and I said, I don't even know what the fuck I did, but let's keep going. Freshman year, state for triple jump, state for high jump. Awesome. I held records by my sophomore year. The college that I went to, I broke their record my junior year in high school, and then broke their record again my senior year in high school. I broke my personal record 5 times throughout my junior and high school career, and then when I signed to Quincy University, I had already beaten their record by a good 6-7 feet, inches, something like that.
Damn. So extremely talented.
Yeah. I like to say I am.
Let's get more into after you tried to go back, called your parents, and you said you wanted to rekindle it, and you said to the thought that I don't know why I do this, but can we pick up from there? And then you started to say that you and your brother faced homelessness later on, which then you also ended up in Fort Wayne. Let's talk about that transition.
Yeah. So let's see where we're gonna start. What was the first one?
So you said that you just called your parents, said I want to come home.
Yeah, that's right. So after I did come home, my parents like to look at me still as a child, I sort of think. I get it, your house, your rules, but when I came home, it had been 3 years, I was 21, or I was about to turn 21 actually. I was 20 years old. So when I came home, I expected to work, you know, hang out with my family a little bit and live my life, but I ended up just working at a gas station. I had got into a relationship with an ex-girlfriend, and I'd go to my little brother's basketball games, you know, so I'd really have a schedule. Go to work Monday through Friday, come home Friday, I go to her crib, spend the weekend there, but we travel to the games, go back to her crib, restart, you know, Monday, come home, and do all like that. My parents really didn't see me because their work schedule. My mom flies out of town every time she goes to work. My dad works in the morning. I work at night at the gas station, so the times didn't add up. They took that as I didn't want to be home. One night, me and my parents got into an argument. They wanted me home at a certain time. I'm 20 years old, I don't need a curfew, but at the time, I just really didn't have a ride home. So I was like, well, can you come and get me? And she's like, no, call your dad. He's about to be home from work. If you want to come home, da-da-da-da. I was like, all right, so I'll call my dad. He was sitting on the couch. I said, oh, that's what you're on. All right, cool. So I was like, well, he's home, so I don't know what you want me to do. I don't have a ride until, you know, her parents gets home from work, and then, you know, I can get home. I'm not walking. But she's like, okay, well, just don't come home. She wanted me home by 9. It was 8 o'clock when she called me. By 9, she had all of my clothes packed and dropped off to where I was. I came outside and I said, why don't you just take me home? Like, it's kind of ridiculous. And then she kind of just looked at me and drove off. So that's the last time I've lived at home with my parents. I don't like to be treated like a child when I'm not a child. I get it, I'm not fully developed. My brain is not fully developed. I will never probably fully 100% developed mentally, you know what I'm saying? So it's not that I don't want someone there, because I talk to my dad every day, you know what I'm saying? I look at my dad for wisdom every day, but at the end of the day, I still need to live my life. I have a life to live. I have a life that I'm capable of living. I have a right to live my life, just like you guys did growing up. I get you guys have kids, and you want to train them, teach them, whatever you want to call it, mold them, but you can't at a certain age. You kind of got to let them be that bird and see if they fly or not, you know, because at the end of the day, you can't hold their hand throughout their life, you know. My dad started out real good with it, but, you know, I graduated high school, I turned 18. He brought me out to the garage. All right, at this point, you're a man. You're going to be, your disciplines are actually going to, or your consequences are going to stick with you now, you know. And I'm not going to be there to save you. I went to college in a different state, so, you know what I'm saying, my parents weren't there. So he made sure that I knew, at this point, you're independent, you know. So it started really well. Making my own decisions, and everything like that. But after a while, it was just them nagging, I would think, or I would say, in my opinion, and not nagging, but it's just too much of the let me coddle you and really let you know you're fucking up or something, or train you or teach you why you're fucking up, or let me know and then let's just drop it. You know, I know I am, for one. It's not something that I don't know. I was taught right or wrong, you know, from a very young age. I'm not an ignorant person, you know. I'm very intelligent. So it's not something that I don't know. I know what I'm doing. I know when I'm wrong. I know when I'm right. But I don't need the hounding. That's the thing. And I don't think children should be hounded their whole entire life growing up until they're an adult, when they're with their parents or however long they're with their parents. They're going to resent you. And it's not that I resent my parents, but at the time as a kid, yeah, I resented them. I didn't want to be around them. I'm pretty sure I was in my room at 6 or 7 years old. I wish you dead. Fuck you, Dad. You know what I'm saying? Up under my breath. But not that I felt like that for real, but I was a kid. I was mad. You know what I'm saying? So it's not something that I would, you know, say to a whole lot of children. I just watched an article. I think it was 10 years old. He shot his mom in the head with a shotgun because she kept calling him fat and lazy because he didn't want to take the trash out, and he got fed up, and that's what he told cops. So like, it's not something that's like funny or anything, or whoa, watch out for it, but really watch out. You know, just treat your kids like they're your kids. You know, you don't have to hound them. You don't have to nag on everything. If they make a mistake, they made a mistake. You know, being around my parents, if we got in trouble or if we made a mistake, if we were grounded for a month, we might have got beat for a month. You know, we're getting beat with metal bats, or my dad's hitting us in the eye like a nigga on the street or something, you know, sending us to school like that. We got, you know, child services coming and knocking at our door and shit like that, you know, shit like that. But it always happens when I move back home. There's always some type of rah-rah going on, something, because they try to coddle me and treat me like a child, you know.
What happened when you moved in with your girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend?
Well, at that point, she was my girlfriend. We got back together. That's a funny story now that I think about it. I ain't thought about that story in a minute. Well, I moved in with her because, you know, her mom and her mom's boyfriend understood what was going on, It was going great. It was going great. I was working. I was paying my bills or whatever. I was, you know, putting my dues in, whatever you want to call it. Well, her mom is one sneaky little bitch. Point blank. She had a PlayStation, and she met this dude on PlayStation, and she's gotten a relationship with him on PlayStation, I guess. Never met him. This is a guy in Jamaica, so he's not even around or anything like that.
You fucking with me?
No. No, fuck no.
There's some shit men do, not no women.
Right. So listen, started a relationship. I mean, her baby daddy in the next room. They sleep in different rooms. At this point, her baby daddy in the next room. She's got one kid with them, but they're in a relationship. You know, so we're going throughout. Me and the daughter know. We know what's going on. It ain't my business, so I ain't saying shit. You know what I'm saying? I just live here. Piping your daughter. I'm trying to move out.
Buck, 100. Hey, that ain't
So, you know, some time went on, and, you know, she telling us stories, what's going on with them. She tells us, well, we had planned to go to Jamaica. Everyone. She booked a flight and left everyone. And just went to Jamaica. By herself. Yeah. And then called us and was like, oh, you guys are going to come next time. I just have to come check it out first and make sure everything was okay. She stayed in Jamaica for about a month, I think. And this is, I'm telling you, back and forth with this man. She is going crazy with him. He going crazy. He tearing his room up. He's screaming in the room and shit. When I tell you, like, it caused problems for us too, because his mental was fucked up. So he's treating all the kids fucked up. So I'm obviously gonna say something because you're fucked up. You know, leave them out of it. She did that to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at that point of her mom just going down there and leaving them like that, her daughters had a problem with it, you know what I'm saying? So they started resenting her and everything. Well, her mom's down there, and she comes back and she's married. Yeah, she got married to the dude. So at this point, she comes back, and we're all still there. She tells us that he kicked her out and didn't want her there anymore. Whole time she left. She just moved out. She didn't want to be there or whatever. She left all of her kids. Yeah, left all of them. She had she was 18 at the time. She was a big 9 at the time. She was 9, maybe 10. But yeah, 2 kids. She has more than 2 kids, but those are the 2 she left at the crib, just with the baby daddy, and went off and got married in Jamaica. And when she came back, she just moved out and blamed it on him. Well, when she moved out, her daughter obviously is not about to respect her the same way, because the things that you just did, you were cheating on the baby daddy, he paying the bills, he going to work. Like, they both go to work, but he going to work, you know what I'm saying? Well, she started resenting her mom. So her mom took it as, I'm telling her to resent her mom or whatever. So she made him kick me out. I was living in his basement at the time, and I was paying him $500 a month. And she called him and was like, kick him out. I don't want him with my daughter anymore.
So you were the scapegoat.
Yeah. So she thought kicking me out would make me and her break up. The whole time she moved out with me. So we moved out and moved into her cousin's. At this point, her cousin's was completely trashed. I mean, when I tell you there was trash this high, that's how high the trash was. And I'm 6'3". I'm walking in mountains, you know what I'm saying? So we went over there and we cleaned all of that up, paid to get the utilities back on and everything like that. He was given the house by his aunt or something like that, so he got it for like a damn good deal, and he didn't have any bills on it other than utilities, you know what I'm saying? But he had his utilities stacked up to like $1,500. Utilities weren't on, so at this point, they got shut off again because he couldn't keep paying. The only way I could live there was to pay his utilities off, and I was the only one living in the house. Her aunt decided that she didn't want her there because it wasn't a good household for her to be in, which it wasn't truly. So she left me there. Her cousin that I was living with would go leave and stay at his girlfriend's, so I would just be in this house with a condemned sign out front and wondering if I'm about to get arrested or not, because I'm legally not about to be here. At that point, I'd be walking from there to McDonald's, going to work, and back and forth every day, just trying to do something. And I'm going from friends' houses across the street to try and, sleep comfortably one night, and, to go back to this empty-ass, trashed-ass house that has nothing in it. It's just me and my dog, trying to figure some shit out. After that, my best friend got a hold of me. She was living in Springfield, Missouri at the time, and she was like, dude, just gonna move in down here. So I stacked up my 2 weeks of a check at McDonald's. Hey, McDonald's played pretty damn good, so I ain't even gonna lie to you. Stop playing with me. I would never go back. Stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But when I needed it, McDonald's, they gave love. You know what I'm saying? I stacked up a 2-week check, and I had a female that I was messing with at the time drive me to Springfield, and that's where it stopped. It stopped a little bit of the bullshit, but things happen. Life happens again, and that's definitely what happened. That's when my choices in life just got worse and worse. I was living the street life. I was really living the street life. It wasn't I'm going out to do this, and you really with your buds. No, my life was dangerous when I moved to Springfield. It probably was the worst decisions of my life. My life was attempted many, many times. I hung around the wrong people, met the wrong people. I was looking for a family that I shouldn't have been looking for, and I should have just kept it solo like I've always been doing. Me and my brother Tony, R.I.P. Tony, we were looked at as someone that people loved and cared for, and but not treated like that whatsoever. We did a lot for people, a whole lot, especially Tony. Just to when we needed the help, get left. We had a few people that actually came through at times, but then it got to the points where it's lying to get us out of the home, or oh, we're moving so no one can be here, or so we're still figuring out things got to do. I mean, it got to the point where instead of staying in the car, me and Tony are living at my girlfriend's clients' houses when she's babysitting their dogs when they're out of town for a week. That's how we got to get in, you know what I'm saying? So we're sneaking around their cameras in the front and going around the side doors and shit like that, just so we don't got to sleep outside. At that point, it got hectic. We were still working. There ain't nothing you can say about us about work. We work our ass off. So at the time, we're still getting work. We're driving 45 minutes to this crib because they live in a different city just to go all the way to work and come back. And we had like 2 weeks to figure some shit out. After the 2 weeks, that's how I got down here. After 2 weeks, my sister texted me and was like, no. I posted on Facebook and I was like, anybody looking for a roommate? And she messaged me. She was like, well, why don't you just move down here? And I was like, well, why don't you move down here? Because I really didn't want to come down here at the time. But she was like, I have a house, or my mom's crib. It's owned by their aunt or something like that. So it was easy with the bills, I didn't really have anything to pay when I came down here. I offered food stamps when I got down here, you know what I'm saying? And I babysat my nieces and nephews. But I said, we were looking for a place for a while. Everyone said no to me because I had Tony. And Tony's not blood. And I don't give a fuck. Tony was my brother. He is my brother. So anywhere I was going, he was going. Everyone said no. My parents even said no at one point. My adoptive parents said no because, I had more with me. So we moved down here. I said, all right, I'm bringing Tony with me. It's not just me. If I'm coming with, my brother. All right, I understand. We moved down here, So we got off our ass and we worked for another 2 weeks. We bought a Benz, and then we footed it. It was a bittersweet decision after it was all said and done. Yeah. Moving down here, I wouldn't say it's the best family life, and these are my biological family. Everyone's got their issues. Everyone in the world, not just them. So it's not that I hold a lot of things against them or anything like that. We've been through some shit. They've done some shit that I don't approve of, personally to me. So it's not that I just don't like who they stand for, I don't like what you've done to me, being one of the youngest members of our family, and two, I haven't met you guys in 25 years. You guys should probably treat me a little better than the way that you guys treat me, Not saying that you guys got to treat me a certain way or or anyone does, but at the end of the day, I don't know y'all. The thoughts that I've had of y'all are thoughts that strangers put in my head, and these aren't good thoughts. And you guys are just proving those thoughts true, at the end of the day. So, I moved out of my sister's house and moved into a friend's place, her apartment, and we started diving into work. Before me and Tony even moved here, we secured 2 jobs, Proximo's and Ophelia's. Horrible. I hate both of them. I would really wish I can get a lawyer and sue them. Proximo's fired me without any notice. They didn't tell me, nothing like that. I found out through a company that I was going to loan through because I broke my wrist. I got hit by a truck when I moved down here. I broke my wrist. Ophelia's fired me because my brother Tony got me that job, but he did a no-call, no-show, and they fired him, and they were like, well, since he referred you, basically fired me. They told me that they were hiring new people and putting them on the schedule and giving them a chance first, and then at the end of the day, they blocked my phone number and sent me tax information. So, yeah, I don't like both of them. But other than that, we came down here, we started working. The people that we ran into in the beginning weren't so great of people. The person that I moved in with after my sister, she basically was there because she wanted a relationship with me, and she used other things to try and keep
you and.
I wasn't even in a relationship with her. She just tried to me, it was things to do to make me want to be with her. Like, she came down here and she'd offered to sponsor my music. You know, she was giving me $4,000 a month to do my, to start my clothing brand, my, you know, studio time, everything like that, videos. I moved out, and she started her career. She's a traveling nurse, and she actually started traveling for the first time. She had got into a new relationship or something, but I guess she just couldn't take being away from her boyfriend or something, and she couldn't take the job that she signed on for. She worked with psych patients, and psych patients get physical.
Yeah.
And she's worked this job for years, and apparently she just couldn't take it. She came back home and decided to get another job. She got 2 jobs, actually, working for the hospitals down here again. So everything was fine, you know, money was still going good. She got fired from one because she failed a drug test for marijuana, and then contacted me asking to, you know, retalk our contract and everything like that. And me being me, you know, since you're not just a random person, you're a friend, let's talk. The number that I offered wasn't, I guess, a number that she liked, and she said, you can either choose your career or you can choose our friendship. I'm choosing my career every time. Friendship's not going to pay my bills. Never, on any day. So I'm going to go ahead and choose my career. And on top of that, I've known you for 4 or 5 months. I'm definitely not choosing you over somebody. And I'd say that's anybody. You know, I'm not choosing anybody over money. Money's going to make, they say, pussy make the world go round, this make the world go round. No, it don't. Money make the world go round. Money does, because you got to have money to do anything in this world. So, you know what I'm saying? I chose the money, and that was probably one of the best things that I could have done for my career. I just started diving real deep into it. I got real serious with my music, got real serious with my podcast, real serious with my TV show now. I got a movie coming. I'm signed for my TV show. So it's like, these were obstacles that I needed to face and get over. And I call them obstacles because it's something that I needed to get away from. It's not something that I needed to go through, or that I just needed to get away from those. It's not a what do they call them, like a memorable moment or like something I learned from or no, just need to get away from them. Get up and over and gone. That's about it. So it's been smooth for the past few years. I'm not saying I don't struggle. I'm broke. You know what I'm saying? I work. So it ain't something that
you joined Fort Wayne now?
No.
Damn. Tried.
No, man. I enjoy the little parts that I do here, but I'm barely here. Yeah. I'm in Michigan, or I'm in ATL, and I'm either at the Bishop, Michigan, or I'm performing in ATL. Yeah. First of all, there's been 3-4 murders in the past 3 months.
Yeah.
I don't stick around places like that. You know, at the end of the day, my luck is horrible. So I might get one of them straight.
Hey, that's smart. Hey, you know, that's smart.
Let me get up out of here. My credit might stay right there for a little bit, but I promise you, we be on the road, especially in the summertime. I don't move. I don't like the cold, so I don't really move in the cold. But summertime, when I'm snow gone and that sun out, I am gone. I am on the road. I am on a motorcycle. I am not here.
Hell yeah.
I'm not here. So I keep my circle small. On top of that, I hang out with one person. In this whole city, I hang out with one person. That's about it. Other than that, you ain't really gonna see me unless I really invite you over. You know, we used to host game nights for me and my family and friends every weekend. Talking, come over, I got some bottles, I got some weed, you know what I'm saying? We might even have some nachos going on, something like that. And that just fell apart. I just fell apart because, you know, family members do this, they do that, they say this, they say that, they talk shit. And at the end of the day, I ain't doing none of this for some people who gonna sit there and talk behind my back, man. Why would I do that, man? Y'all don't. No, and not to say like y'all ain't. I don't agree with. Oh, their family, you know, give them a pass, or their family, that's how they are. Da da da. I don't care. If they're family, they shouldn't be like that.
No,
just because you're
trying to take up for other abusers, but ain't saying it.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're family don't mean you should steal from me or nothing like that, or say this about me, or go and try to publicly embarrass me on this, being my biological mother or something. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things that you don't do. So I don't mess with nobody. You know, I stick around for my nephews and my nieces. That's it.
Do you have anything, closing remarks, or anything you want to be remembered by, and anything to tune into coming up? Because you said you had a show coming on.
Yeah. I got a little after party show in ATL at the Big Mama showcase. It might be a little headliner for me, so pop out, y'all. It'd be my first headliner show. So also after that show, that same night, I got another show. I do not know the location of that one yet, but my manager will get it to me. It's gonna be a busy night, real busy night. September, we got another show down here at Carl's Tavern. September 13th. September 13th, I'm pretty sure. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? We got the podcast every Wednesday and Sunday.
Hell yeah.
Today we got the conspiracy theory episode, and I'm really excited for that one. But you know what I'm saying? What I want to be remembered by, I want to be for my music. I want to be remembered as an artist who actually, you know, touched people. Like, I don't want to. You got the artists out there like who only make the club music. You know, you got Sexy Red. I don't like her, but you got artists like Sexy Red. She only makes this type of music. I want to be an artist, remembered as an artist who made the music that, okay, I can go smoke to because I'm sad about a breakup, or I'm sad that somebody just said this, or I'm sad this happened, or this happened, or I'm happy this happened, or I broke out of this shell and I done climbed out of this. When I first started making music, a lot of people would hit my line, oh man, I was going through so much stuff, and I heard your song and da-da-da-da. That's what I want. I don't want the, hey, he dropped that song, get low way to that little vision, and she was doing that. No, I don't want to be remembered like that, or doing something crazy. Nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to be remembered as an athlete. That'd be my biggest dream. That was my biggest dream, to get remembered as an athlete. If you think of me high school days, that's how you're gonna remember me. You know what I'm saying? But all said and done, that'd be the greatest moment of my life, to be remembered as an athlete. But if that doesn't happen, you know, just business-wise, I was a man who actually loved what he did and loved who he did it with and cared about the people who he had around him and brought onto his team. You know, I'm not here just to. I'm here for the money. Everybody here for the money. But I'm not here just to grab it all and go be a turtle at my mansion or something, or da-da-da-da. I'm trying to collect so I can feed. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to collect so I can feed. And by the time I am down here, I'm gonna have about 16 of them running around. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gonna remember me. Y'all gonna remember me. I'm gonna have a lot of them running around here, so stop playing. So y'all ain't gonna have no choice but to remember me. Yeah. And out of those 16, I promise you, half of them gonna do something. You know what I'm saying? Half of them gonna do something. So y'all gonna have no choice to remember me. You're gonna be like, damn, AsKingIRise, he did something with that motherfucker. Damn, Tay John, he really worked with him on the field, da-da-da. Yeah, they gonna remember. Some way, somehow. I'm gonna make sure of it.
Hell yeah. Thanks for stopping by, man.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me, my boy.
Hell yeah.